Well, Jessica, thank you for joining me on the ODAT Chat podcast.
Thank you for having me. Round two.
Round two.
Let's do it.
I think you're like the second person that's been on the podcast twice.
Ooh, I feel
Fancy, you're
very
special.
honored. Very honored.
You're special.
And you're in my bedroom right now.
We're in your bedroom. Yay. This will be, for those listening on the podcast, this will be on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to
Definitely.
check out
I'm in
Jessica.
bed.
She's in bed. Clothes on, but whatever, it's fine.
I'm in my jammies, whatever.
You're in your jammies. You look super adorable. It's like we're having a pajama party.
Exactly.
So I've been starting out with a lightning round so that we get all like the fun stuff up front.
Great.
Okay, so what is your favorite recovery book? Besides the one you wrote. Should we talk about yours first?
I mean, my book isn't just for recovery. It's more like self-help. It's like comedic self-help, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's funny. It's like stories from my past, which have like, shone and shaped my future.
Juicy.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. My dad loves to further that drama. So it's like
your
perfect.
dad read it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good luck. What's the title of your book?
Save Your Own Damn Life. But in the book, I talk briefly about my dad, and how his actions have, influenced me as a child and as an adult. And, there was some maybe unsavory things that have happened. I thought I was being quite kind. However, he didn't agree with them, and we have agreed actually over this Christmas to not continue our relationship.
I think the first time we talked, I think you were in the process of like trying to work it out, but you guys have agreed to not have a relation. So you're not gonna, you guys.
Well, I've when I say agreed, I've put up that boundary.
You're like, I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yeah, in a very polite way. It's just
with love.
Yeah.
I release you with love.
Yeah, I have no animosity towards him. I don't think ill of him. Like, we just have completely different outlooks on life in general.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, like, it has been more of a strain and more stressful for me and my life to have him a part of my life. And I don't want that anymore. Like, it was always this, I kind of describe it as, when you have maybe some kind of program that's running on your computer in the background. It's like just like this constant little hum that is maybe taking up not very much energy, but it's still draining something from your computer's battery. And you're like, oh, I wonder why my battery keeps dying like so much quicker. And so that relationship was definitely like that program just kind of running in the back. There wasn't any set boundaries. There was, the door was always kind of cracked open. It was just unnecessary kind of drain and strain. So this Christmas, lovely timing on his part, but also like kind of ironic. He reached out and emailed me and my brothers, and this is going to get really personal, but whatever, we're going to do it.
We talked about abortion last time.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, next topic. Daddy issues. Woo! No,
they're big.
Yeah, he reached out and told us all how much he loved and supported us, but in the same breath told us what was wrong with us.
What?
Yeah. He's like, and it went to the tune of like, I love you, I support you, but this is like concerning and this is something you should change and work on.
What did he want you to change?
He kept saying that he wants me to be happy and live out my passions. And I'm like,
okay,
I am doing that. The whole kind of like situation is like, he doesn't know who I am. I haven't talked to him in over a year. He really hasn't been in my life since I've been like 15.
Oh, wow.
Really? Yeah, he's been like here and there. Like, I lived in LA for 11 years. I saw him maybe once a year, if that.
And he was in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you don't know someone. Like, yes, he's my dad, but he doesn't know the woman that I am today. He has
Right.
no idea of my life, my relationships, my career. He has no idea how I'm feeling or what I'm doing, or so anything that he says is not valid to me
Right.
because he doesn't know me and he doesn't actually want to take the time to get to know me.
Right.
So it's an unsolicited opinion. And
Right.
I think everyone who knows me knows how I feel about those fucking things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Yeah.
So, but what did he want you, if, forgive me if I'm prying, but what did he want you to change? Or what was his advice to you? What was his opinion?
Um it's something like about my relationships.
Romantic or?
I don't know. I don't, and this, it was very ambiguous. Like it was like
Oh,
about relationships and how I treat and how I interact with people. I'm like,
how the hell
what?
would he know?
Okay. Yeah.
So there's this idea of, I mean, there's like what he says and then what he means. And we can almost
Mm.
feel what he means, which is, I love you, but I don't accept you.
Hmm. Yeah.
I want you to be different, even though I don't even know who you really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make me crazy.
Yeah. It was like, ugh. I'm like, okay, this is also just like further evidence that like, why?
Yeah.
Why would I continue to have a relationship with someone who is just so committed to misunderstanding me?
Right. Commit. That's a great way to put that. Committed to
Yeah.
misunderstanding you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and it's not that isn't love and support, that is control. He's trying to control me and my brothers.
So that he can feel better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is not, and that is not accepting reality,
Yeah.
which is
So
delusional.
thank you, but no thank you. So anyways,
Absolutely.
I don't know how we even got on that tangent.
You were
I think
talking about your book.
right. So that was the aftermath of that. The book, yes,
Okay.
book is very fun and
Yeah.
interesting and can get a little bit dark, but you know what? You need a little bit of dark to appreciate the light. So there you go.
Amen, sister. What other books have made an impact on you?
You know what? I don't love like recovery books.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I love the Four Agreements.
Ooh,
I
so
think
good.
that is like my go-to. That is my favorite. Um, I have it on my shelf.
Pablo Coelho?
What?
Was that Pablo Coelho? Or did he wrote The Alchemist?
No,
Oh,
Don.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yeah, that
Got
one.
it.
Woo.
Don.
And then I have one. What is it called? Oh yeah, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers.
Oh yeah.
I love that book.
Have you heard it on the audio version?
Yes.
She's got that accent. I could
Oh my
listen.
God, I love her
Yeah.
so much. I think she's so great.
The Dark Side. I'm writing this down so
Oh my God,
that
she's
people who are
so
listening
awesome.
won't have to of the light
And
chasers. Did
she's
you?
also in recovery.
Yeah.
However, she is no longer with us. Which is
What?
so sad. Yeah, she had cancer and passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was like looking her up because I was so obsessed with her, and I just
Do you
like,
remember her name off the top of your head?
yes, I have the book right here. It's Debbie Ford.
Oh, Debbie Ford.
Yeah,
Right. She was on Oprah.
yeah, she's really, she was really great, really cool.
Oh,
But
yeah,
her legacy lives on through her
she
books and her
does.
work, and she's really inspiring, which is really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, those are three good books.
Yes.
Okay, so the next question, do you have a go-to mantra or quote that you live by?
That is a really good question. And I think for 2021,
Mhm.
I would actually like to like create
Ooh, a new one?
Yeah, like something. I mean, I did this meditation this morning, and it just kept like repeating the mantra of, um, oh God, now I'm gonna forget it.
I know.
Um,
I put you on the
I
spot.
I am. Oh God. What were they saying?
Funny, like I could be saying a meditation all week
Like
or
it was
whatever.
so simple. It was like
Like,
so simple. Like I am not worthy or deserving. It's something like I'm healthy. I am
mm,
um oh, fuck.
do you love it?
Okay,
I'll edit this part
I
out.
screwed that up. Yeah, edit that
No
out.
worries.
Holy. But I would like to come up with something like for like the new year. Like
Yeah.
something like in terms of like reserving and preserving my energy.
Oh, I love that. So important.
Yeah.
Reserving and preserving. Everything is, are you familiar with Abraham Hicks?
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed.
Yeah.
So she teaches a lot of law of attraction stuff, and
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza does too. But they talk about your frequency, your energy, and when The Secret came out years ago, a decade ago, they talked about we're magnets and we're attracting to us or repelling at the level of energy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your intuition about protecting and preserving your energy, spot on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's everything.
I really want to like consciously like, even in the relationships I engage in,
Mm-hmm.
just,
Yeah.
you know, what thoughts,
Yeah.
like thoughts are take up energy,
Oh, for
space.
sure.
Um, yeah. So I want to be really, really conscious with that.
A friend of mine just sent me this as her mantra. She said, keep it simple, stay the course, trust the process, expect success. And she
Mm,
sent it to me in a cute
that's a
little
good one.
Canva sort of quote thing. It's so cute.
Duda. That's cute.
I was like, damn, I might have to
Yeah.
put that on my phone. I love that. Yeah, something that protects your okay,
Yeah.
protect and reserve your energy.
I think
That what you said?
preserve and reserve energy. And that's even down to like food that I'm eating too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I've noticed, like, because I like to run a lot,
Oh, you do?
and
Is
if
someone
I
chasing you?
yeah,
Sorry.
myself,
Myself.
my mind.
My mind.
Um, if I like eat like really heavy, like kind of like not great food, like
Mm-hmm.
I can like taste it, and it weighs me down. Like I
Yeah.
just feel like heavy, and so I want to try and like streamline that.
Are you a vegetarian or?
No,
Okay, me either.
I like everything.
Me too. I feel you though. It is a big deal to pay attention to what you put in your body, the
Yeah,
fuel. I'm
yeah, because I love chips.
mm.
Like chips, chocolate, candy. I am like a freaking elf when it comes to sugar, like ice cream.
An elf.
Yes, yeah. I'm legit a Christmas elf. Like I will eat anything with sugar. I'm just all over it. Um,
Do you put maple syrup on your spaghetti?
yeah, I'm Canadian, so duh.
Canadian. That's right.
Canadian Christmas elf.
Right. That's cute. Do you have a regular self-care or recovery routine? We talked a little bit self-care when we were
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah,
yours.
yeah. Self-care. Yes, and I think that also like comes back to the energy. Definitely being really fulfilling my meditation and morning practices. Um, that my morning practices includes a gratitude list and like even just like journaling. Definitely a meditation in there. Just something to like start my day off. And I
Yeah.
also I have to say like waking up at a certain time, not too early, not too late. Like I've really come to the terms with I'm not a morning person and I just need to get over it. I need to like stop shaming myself. Like
Oh yeah.
if I'm not up by like 7 o'clock, like fuck, whatever. Um,
What's the sweet spot for you? Like what's a
I
good time for you?
well, I like wake up at 7:30, but I don't actually get out of bed till 8.
Really? Yeah, that's not too late.
Yeah. So but I also like work and I'm up till 12.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel so much more creative like at night.
At night.
I
Yeah.
just
You have
love
to
it.
honor your own process.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me a little bit about how you practice meditation, because I feel like everybody does it a little, because there's like, I feel like there's a number one, a misunderstanding. Like people think that it's about not think people tell me, oh, I can't meditate. Yeah,
Mm,
you can.
yeah.
And then when you ask them, what do you think it means? They think it means making your mind void of thought, which is not possible.
No.
I guess it's possible, but
I wish that was possible, but
what's your process of meditation? Do you do guided or music or?
yeah, I do. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like before, I think it comes in like waves. Like for years, I was just doing. I would set my timer and do 17 minutes. I found that 17 minutes was just like the sweet spot when I got all like the wiggles out and like
Yeah.
I could actually like get into like the groove. And then recently, I have been because I think with the 17 minutes that I was doing before, it was more like out of body meditation.
Hmm.
But my new therapist says that I need to like be in my body. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Here I am.
Rude.
Yeah. So I have been practicing being more in my body, and I find like guided meditation like
Guided.
forces me to check in with that.
Do you use an app or YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I just
YouTube.
like literally like just search like morning meditation
Mm-hmm.
and just
So
let her rip.
many.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
I'll try some new things. I'll try different things. Yeah.
Hmm. I
Not
feel
picky.
like it's good to mix it up a little bit so that it doesn't become rote
Yeah.
and meaningless and flat. Like it's good to
Yeah. I like to
mix it
be
up.
kept on my toes,
On your toes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Do you attend any kind of 12-step meetings?
No.
No. But you
No.
do therapy.
I do.
What
Yeah.
kind? What kind of therapy?
So this particular woman that I just kind of started going to a couple months ago, I do a neurofeedback.
Oh, so
And
good.
yeah, and I do hypnotherapy and then traditional like talk therapy.
I just started hypnotherapy. I'm three
Ooh,
sessions in.
yeah,
Magical. Oh my
it's
God.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like hypnotherapy and the neurofeedback because like talk therapy, I've been doing that for years and I'm too manipulative.
Hmm.
I can literally manipulate my own emotions.
Yeah, we're the easiest to deceive.
Yeah, and so I feel like it doesn't work for me. I mean, it's a great release, but I also can do that better with my friends. Like I have really close friends that I prefer to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I like her for like the hypnotherapy part and the neurofeedback.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you have one person that does both?
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you ever tried EMDR?
Is that with the eyes?
Yeah.
No, but I've actually been trained in this kind of like technique. And it actually really it's really crazy. Like your eyes are insane. I forget what it was called. Anyways, no, I haven't personally done that, but I've been
So
trained in
it's
a
so good. What I love about like being in the recovery space is that like I didn't start even hypnotherapy. You know, I'm 26 years sober and I haven't even just now starting it, and it's magical. It's just there's so many different modalities for healing
yeah.
that and self discovery. That's awesome. Okay, so that's your self care routine. What's one thing you wish you knew when you first got sober?
Uh,
If you could go back to brand new sober Jessica, what would you tell her?
um, I think one thing that I wish I knew is like you're gonna have these like weird like plateaus.
Oh yeah.
Like like it's just like so bizarre to me. Like when I celebrated 3 years last year, I thought I was like, okay, like just kind of cruising along. Like everything was very, not stagnant, but very peaceful.
Even. Yeah,
Yeah,
peaceful.
weird. What's
Awkward.
that? Yeah. Um, and then like that changed. And I thought, I'm like, okay, once I reach like 3 years, like it's just gonna be like smooth sailing. Like I think I have everything figured out.
Oh, so
It's like,
cute.
no, you literally like open up like different like chambers of yourself. And I
Yeah.
think and it's like, living with my best friend, it's very, mirror relationships are mirrors, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need to be romantic, any relationship in your life. I think doing that kind of work and diving into like the mirrors and what's actually like coming up is what has like happened in year 3 approaching 4. So and that just gets a little rocky. Not that it's like dramatic and crazy like it used to be, um but it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I
like
think
the police are not involved, but it still
no,
hurts.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
different level of like uncomfortability. It's
Yeah.
whoa, it's
And you're not
internal.
numbing out, right? Like you're
Yeah,
feeling it. So of course you're gonna feel it more
yeah,
than you
it's
would have.
very internal.
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
good. Plateaus. Beware of the plateaus.
yeah.
What do you do for fun these days?
I have to say, like, I have so much fun. Um, all of my friends drink. That does not stop me. Like, my friends are all like into like partying and music and all like that stuff. And I have no problem participating in that. Obviously, I don't participate in the alcohol side or the
Mhm.
drug side anymore. But I love hanging out, going out to restaurants, listening to music, going to parties, I'm right there.
Well, you used to be a DJ, is that right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
super fun. So music, you have a
Yeah.
love of music.
I do. It's like back again. I had to
Oh,
take like a
good.
hiatus because like,
Yeah.
once you do something for like money or for work, it's like
Oh,
it doesn't become like that fun anymore.
yeah.
But so I kind of got that back, which
Oh,
is I
yay.
love, yeah, like I love discovering new music. I love, playing music. I love like literally all types of music, from like hip hop to country to emo ballads, like literally anything. I
Yeah.
love it. Punk, like, yeah.
Is dance a part of it? For me, it's hard to separate music and dance. Like if I hear
Uh,
music, I have to start moving.
I'm not like a big dancer,
No rhythmic
really.
movement.
I'm very white. I'm very
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not like a great dancer, but I am a really great rapper. I
Oh,
know, I know literally like every lyric to like every song that comes on. It's
nice.
so annoying that I like remember like that useless information, but I can't remember like, oh, when meetings are.
My husband says the same thing. It's like I can
Yeah,
play like the name that tune. I can play him like 3 notes, and he like knows. And he's like, "How come I
oh
don't
yeah,
have any useful information?"
totally. Yep. Like 100%. I can nail like that anytime, and it's great.
I'm gonna have you
Um,
guys go head to head on a
oh my god, totally.
music.
Yeah, that
It'll
would
be
be
super
great.
fun. So tell me a little bit about, can you, for those who haven't heard your story before, I can leave a link to your first interview, but maybe you can kind of recap for me, sort of like your using experience. Like, why did you start using?
Yeah, so I think I started like using drugs and alcohol. Cocaine was, like salt and pepper to alcohol.
I know, right?
Just went hand in hand. I, at first did it because it was fun and everyone else was doing it. And when I look back at it, like literally every relationship I had, I dated all addicts, every single one of them. So I'm just like, oh, like this is normal. This is just what people do to have fun and have relax and have a good time. And like I literally thought like people of a certain age like just did cocaine because it was like glamorous or like it was like a status thing.
Right.
like everyone that I also hung out with like had a lot of money. So I'm like, oh, that is how you prove your wealth, I guess. Or like I know it sounds absolutely insane. But yeah, so that's kind of like how it started. It was like fun, I guess. I really love the drama. I love the not knowing. That was really exciting for me. I was also living in LA, and so everything was free. I was a DJ, and everything was just fast and free. Didn't have to pay.
Everybody wants to be friends with the DJ, right?
Yeah. Everything was bought and paid for. It was also part of my job. Like I was paid to party. That was what I was there for. I was there to entertain and, have a good time. And I took advantage of that. Like I totally let that get the best of me, which kind of like sucks. But was a blessing in disguise. Like I didn't need that. I found out or came to realize that everyone that I was hanging out with was not really friends. They were friends with me because I could get them into a club or get them a table or get them a free bottle, or be like a person to sit around and drink wine and talk shit about everyone else with. So everything was very superficial. Nothing was really deep or meaningful. And I felt very alone, even though I would be standing and like, controlling the energy of a crowd of like 300 people. Like, why the fuck do I feel so alone?
Mm.
So yeah, all these things that drugs and alcohol promise, to bring you together and party and celebrate and like be so cool and exciting. Yeah, kind of didn't do it for me.
Did you
Didn't live
have
up to it.
did you have like that, rock bottom and moment of clarity that you hear about and
No, I had several rock bottoms.
several rock
None
bottoms?
of them turns out rock bottom has a basement. Go figure. But yeah, none of that like outside stuff really like slowed me down. Like I've hurt many people. I haven't had any DUIs, surprisingly. But yeah, like I was a total asshole. Police were called many times. Things got really out of hand multiple times. And I just thought that was like normal. That was like just what people did. It's what adults do. No, it's not. It's drama and it's bullshit and it's draining, and that is not what adults do. That is not
Not
what your
healthy.
life, yeah, it is not healthy. So I didn't really have clarity until my kind of livelihood was at stake. And I say that because I started getting really bad panic attacks about, I was just like really anxious and literally couldn't go to work. Like I couldn't go, and like I couldn't even stand there without crawling out of my skin to change the
Wow.
song. And I'm like, okay, this is how things are going to go downhill. If I can't work, I can't pay my rent. If I can't pay my rent, like I'm going to be on the streets pretty quick here. And I work for myself. I didn't have any, was a full-time DJ.
Mhm.
Like I didn't have any backup plans. So yeah, I quickly realized I'm like, okay, things need to change. Something needs to like happen. Like, why am I getting these kind of like nudges, which turns into like drop kicks in the crotch of anxiety? So I went through my life, and I kind of like took an inventory, I guess, of like things I did on a daily basis, of what like brought me joy and what I felt fulfilling, and if my values were included in that, and if like my values were actually being represented and acted on. And they weren't. Turns out, yeah, shocker, they weren't. So I needed to readjust and first and foremost find out what my values are
Mhm.
and what like brought me joy and what I actually enjoyed doing. And I came to find out like I didn't love DJing. DJing was just kind of for show. It wasn't a passion. I think maybe, you know how you like, you have like those relationships where you're like, oh, you know, like we should have been friends. Like we probably shouldn't have slept together. Um,
No, I have no idea.
weird. Oh, okay. Weird.
Sorry.
Huh.
Just kidding.
Tricky.
Same.
Yeah. So unfortunately, like, you know, I always took it to the extreme and slept with everything in, you know, that
Raising my hand.
yeah, that gave me like, I don't know, like an ounce of attention.
Yeah.
And so DJing was that, you know, like I probably, it could have been just a hobby and maybe like that would have been a good thing. But like, again, like whatever, who am I to say, or, you know, speculate what should have been. It happened, whatever. But it allowed me, you know, having that mental clarity and taking a break from alcohol. That's why I really think the first 30 days are really important, to really keep abstinent for 30 days, to give yourself that break and give yourself that clarity, that space. I just think it's really important. It's like life-changing, and we really need to take in that information and that mindfulness and that, you know, that download of information of what's going on, what feelings are coming up, what are you realizing, what are you learning about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny how, like, you know, we'll go to school, we'll read books, we'll take courses to learn things about literally everything outside of us, but we won't take courses or take the time to study like ourselves.
Right.
So that's what I did.
So did you get outside, like, did you do traditional 12 steps or go to therapy, or how did you actually stop using and drinking?
I was in and out of AA for like 10 years. Like I knew there was an issue with alcohol.
Okay, 10 years is a long time.
Yeah, really good trial and error period. But like AA did not get me sober.
Okay.
I had to come to that realization of my own. Every time I tried to stop drinking, you know, whether it be like a week or a month, I would always feel like deprived, or that I was like, you know, I had to do this. I had to like stop drinking. I just was forcing myself. It was more of a chore.
Yeah.
But when I changed and like kind of looked at it from a different direction of like, why am I doing this? Like, what is the person I want to be? Like, how do I want to feel? How do I want to move throughout the world? That is when I kind of, you know, did the mathematical equation. The alcohol just doesn't like fit that person that I want to become. Mm-hmm. So it omitted itself without me being like, oh, I can't do this, I shouldn't drink. Mm-hmm. Without that whole, you know, song and dance, I stuck with, what do I want? What person do I want to become? What do I want to feel? And alcohol just didn't fit into the mix.
I love that. I stuck with, what do I want? And stayed focused. Yeah, there's that idea that what you think about, you bring about, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's so important. I love the 12 steps and A and all that. And I felt like it was a great process to sort of like sort through all my stuff, mm-hmm. but I never did just that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did like Course in Miracles and just so many things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely doesn't work for everyone. And like the purists get really upset. But it's all good. There's no one solution that fits for everyone.
No, there isn't.
But I love that idea. So you stayed focused. You know, they say keep your eye on the prize. So you got clarity around what it was that you really did want, and you focused on that and paid attention to what brought you joy, and did more of that. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds like really simple, and like it is.
Well,
it is simple, but like we also
not easy, but it's simple.
We forget to do it. We don't take the time. We take stuff for granted that
Mm-hmm.
maybe like could give a little more love and gratitude to.
Love and gratitude. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. So now, so you're not, so you stopped DJing,
Yeah.
and you wrote the book, and you do coaching. And I know you do all kinds of, I can tell when somebody doesn't do their own work, and I'm so happy to be talking to you because it is very clear to me that you do your own work, right? All the stuff
Oh
that you,
yeah.
yeah, all the stuff that you talked about.
Yes.
So,
I even do, like, of course I do the worksheets. I mean, that's how, I have a whole kind of series of downloadable worksheets. Because when I talk about, like, okay, what does that even look like to go through your life with a fine-tooth comb and figure out like what's working, what part of your life is working, and what maybe you need to show a little more love and support to.
mhm,
How do you even go about that? Right? So
yeah,
that's why I created like these worksheets. Like, these are literally things that I have done and continue to do to maintain, because I know, like, you need to keep learning and expanding about yourself, because or else it just goes to shit.
yeah,
Like,
we
that's why
devolve
we
very
yeah,
rapidly.
yeah. So
Where can people get these worksheets?
at asobergirlsguide.com.
I'll leave a link in the show notes. A
Yeah.
sober girl's guide.
And they're like super easy. Sometimes for me, like, just with like, with guided meditation, I go through phases. I need to be like guided, or I need like journal prompts, or like
Mm,
I need to kind of like know, like, what am I looking for here? Like, I need to be prompted. And I found like these worksheets really, really worked for me. And they continue to, like, I keep doing the worksheets, and like that's the beauty of it. Like, you're always going to find something like that comes up different, like, oh yeah, maybe I need to get back on like the diet thing, or like, oh, that's why I'm feeling like shit because I had McDonald's. Like, but like you don't
yeah,
realize it. Like, you don't put all these pieces into play unless you're kind of like forced to look at yourself. It just
yeah.
it
And
takes you away from, like, it gives you like a bird's eye view, if you will.
yes. No, I think that's really good. It's so easy. I mean, we are pulled in 1,000 different directions at all time. And so it's good to have like one place that you can go to, continue to cycle through this type of recovery content, because we are always evolving and different things come up in life. So it's good to have like a practice to come back to. And I love my worksheet. I'm gonna go to your
Yeah,
website and download all your worksheets, or you could just
yeah,
send them to me.
yeah.
But
Awesome. Yeah.
no, actually putting pen to paper, and going through a worksheet, it's like sometimes my brain, I don't know, I'm sure you've experienced this, my brain spins so fast sometimes that I need a worksheet to put pen to paper, like think about a question and write it out. And
Hmm.
journal prompts are super helpful for that. So
Yeah.
super excited for
Even
people.
getting like pen to paper, like sometimes I'm like, who wrote this? Is this English? Oh my God. Like, it's just like, like, is
Yeah.
it engraved in the table that you were writing this on? Like, what is happening?
Like you can read like through three
Yeah.
sheets of paper what you wrote.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Just slowing down and like actually like letting it come out of your fingertips, and like, yeah, it definitely slows you down.
Mhm.
You have to think, and you have to, like, you know
Break it down.
break it down. Yeah.
Process. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good. What other places, how else can people find you? Like, do you have other than the Sober Girls Guide? Is
Well, I
there
mean, a sober girls guide is like the main like hub. So
okay.
we have links to group coaching, one-on-one coaching as well. And then also we have a 30-day challenge, which is really important
Hmm.
to get those 30 days of clarity. And then the worksheets, and links to the podcast and book, and literally, like, that is the hub, and the blog, like, really awesome, like, blog articles that are really useful. So yeah.
all kinds of
That's
stuff.
that's that's like the meat and potatoes. Like that is a fully stocked, locked and loaded there.
Fully stocked. I love that. Yes, listen, we need a sufficient substitute. So I love that you have a hub that
Yeah,
has a sufficient substitute. This is really good.
thanks.
Jessica, thank you so much for your time today. I know how super busy you are, but I appreciate you sharing all these resources. I'll leave links to everything on in the show notes. But it's always good to see you and talk to
Thank
you.
you.
And thank you
You
so much for
too.
your time today.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
talk soon.
you. Okay.
And we're